Well, this is cruel and unusual. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but like every good roller coaster rider said, it's too late for that now. Man, I'm so glad to be sat back on the two-wheelers. I've just got to be careful with my left foot because it's in an interesting boot. I've just got to be careful at higher speeds and watch that my foot is staying on the foot peg, because that could potentially be a giant pain in the ass. So, once again I'm on the back of Mike's bike. It's been a fucking long time since I've been on a bike. Literally, it's the 14th of, well, no, 15th of March today. It was the 19th of January that I crashed, so I haven't ridden a bike in any way, shape or form for the last, well, almost 2 months. And, I'm not gonna lie, like I say, I'm a little nervous, but you get over things by doing them. Nervous, but not fearful. There's a difference, you know? And there's no one that I trust more than Mike either, so that's the important thing. If you guys are getting back into riding after a bad off, it can shake your nerve and your will a little bit, but always, if you're going to go out as a pillion, I mean, I can't ride a bike. There's no way not ever. Yeah, so my injury is too severe for me to actually ride right now. In my case, you know, I'm a little nervous. I'm not fearful of the bike. I respect the machine, so I know exactly what it's capable of, and believe me, I know exactly what the risks are getting back on this bike, or a bike, any bike, with a not properly healed foot. My hand, to be honest, isn't 100%, but it's definitely not still fucked at all. So, hey, there's Dave. Previously riding an SV, now he has a Ninja, literally as of the other day. Check out his channel, Quincy Rider. But yeah, make absolutely damn sure that if you're going to get back on a bike, you know, unless you're riding yourself, if it's you can do your own thing at your own pace. If it's not, make absolutely damn sure as a pillion, if you go out as a pillion before you go out as a rider after a bad off, that you absolutely trust the person you're out with your life. And remember how to be a pillion whilst doing so, because at the end of the day, even if it seems harder to do, you know, harder to allow yourself to lean because of the fear of going down again, and everyone will have that. If you go down, just for a little while afterwards, unless you're an absolute professional and you're used to it, because you're gonna, you know, if you're a racer, you're gonna drop bikes. It's gonna happen. You know, that was my first motorcycle crash ever, and it was a pretty fucking bad one. I'll go into the injuries in a minute. I have a nice little injury update for you because I actually know what the fuck's going on now. Unless you're used to it and you're dropping bikes all the time, you will, for a little while after you drop a bike or you have an actual crash, you will sort of be a bit, you know, maybe withdrawn from it in a way. But I can't see through Mike. You might be able to because the camera's on top of me, but I can't, so I'm like, ah! And I knew that was coming. And that's the kind of behaviour that got me into my mess. You know what I mean? I don't even know really what to say about it. I don't want to dictate to people what you should and shouldn't do, because you can do what the hell you want to do. The first, you know, example of that is wearing gear or not. I will always wear gear because wearing a boot allowed me to keep my foot. You know, I don't want to dictate to you, you have to wear your gear. I do believe they should make it a law that there should be some kind of basic gear worn across the whole body as opposed to just a helmet. But that's my view, and everyone has their opinion. I will, however, say if you choose not to wear your gear, then I personally think you're being stupid. So, you know, that's just the way I see it. Especially since I had an off wearing a full leather suit and I've come out of it quite badly. So, basically, to talk about that, my injury is not unique, but not common at all. Like, in the sense that basically what's happened is I've stoppied the bike whilst trying to slow down fast enough because it wasn't a viable option to use the other lane at the time of the crash. I couldn't see if there was anything coming through the group. So if I'd used the other lane, I didn't know whether or not I was going to kill both me and Amy on my bike, you know. So that wasn't a viable option, and all this is a split-second decision, so I made the decision not to swerve and to brake instead. Maybe I could have swerved a little bit more, but once I made the decision to brake, obviously once you start braking you're going in a straight line and that's it. So partly there's rider inexperience there, because I've never been put in a situation like that before in my entire life, so you know, you do kind of have to just think on your feet. Unfortunately that time I just didn't basically have enough room. If I'd have had a little bit more room, I probably could have either missed the guys, or you know, I probably would have been able to stop in time, but it would have resulted in dropping the bike at the end of the stop, and therefore, you know, it would have been a lot less of an injury and so on. But either way, without rambling too much, basically my foot happened to be at the exact angle that it needed to be at to meet with the SV, which is the GoPro camera video. I basically kicked the exhaust at 30 miles an hour, and that has then in turn crushed my foot in between my foot peg and heel plate, and my brother's exhaust. That has in turn then dislocated my subtalar joint, which is the joint below your ankle that allows your foot to move left and right, and like, you know, absorb the angle of odd surfaces and things like that. So I've dislocated that and also cracked it straight, like pretty much straight in half, but more towards the back. So half of the bone has become dislodged and dislocated, and the other part of the bone stayed exactly in place. So that's like a really fucked up injury anyway. At the same time I broke my hand, but that's pretty much healed. Like the actual hand is healed. It's just a case of getting the mobility back in it now, and it's going really well. My foot, however, is beyond repair, and will just be a case of starting to walk on it, and when I can walk on it, it'll either really hurt me or not, and if it really hurts me, I'll need an operation to remove said joint, and that's the end of it, basically. So I'll never be able to move my foot like that again. And this is caused by an accident that the collision actually happened at roughly around 30 miles per hour. So you don't got to be doing a high speed to potentially alter your life, because that is it's a life-altering injury. I can no longer, for example, go skiing. I can't go on a long hike with mates over a mountain. I can't do that anymore. That's been ruled out of my life completely. I will not be able to keep up with it. So unfortunately, there goes my plans of climbing Kilimanjaro and Snowdon at some point in my life. I really wanted to do that, and I've had to write off those dreams. So, but that's what happens. And you are entirely responsible for things that happen to you and how they happen to you. And you know, I obviously fully accept the responsibility of having damaged my life in that way. However, I'm not all that depressed by it, because for a start, I'm a freelance drummer. As a freelance drummer, I don't need a subtalar joint. I don't need it. I just need my ankle. That's all I need. So it doesn't really affect me in the biggest ways possible. If I couldn't play drums anymore, I might as well just get on a Hayabusa and career myself off a cliff, because I don't want to live without drumming. But it is damn nice to be out on two wheels in general, being able to talk to you guys and and enjoying the fucking weather, because there's just no way I could have done that before. And I'll tell you what, the initial nerves that I had about being on here has already disappeared. So, because I trust this guy with my fucking life. No, I thought you were going to say something. Well, no, I wasn't going to. I was just telling the YouTube viewers I trust you with my life. Oh, thank you. You know, all 10 of you. It's a couple of key things. It's whether or not you're comfortable, what you feel you're able to do. I wouldn't honestly blame you if you have a smash as bad as mine, that you would never want to get back on a bike again. I'm not that kind of person. I've never been that kind of person. It's never put me off doing anything. And there is a motherfucking awesome, amazing Ferrari right there. It's fucking Italia. Damn dang it. I couldn't even really see what it was then. I nearly crashed my van here once. I had a blowout. That left turn, we just turned right out of a road, but the corner that's on is a blind lefty coming from that way. And I had a tyre blowout literally just before I got there, and I was doing about 30. There's a limit there, and it damn nearly killed me and a mother and child in a pram. And it basically just, I hit the curb on the other side and then span round and hit the curb on the other side, and then I sort of brushed myself off and thought, right, what the fuck? That's weird. and then straight away noticed I was parked outside a fucking fucking auto shop, and they just came out and did the fucking stuff for me, which is awesome. Now remember, kids, when you nod at a bike, do not take your eyes off the road, because that, my friends, is how you damage yourself. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, wouldn't it be hilarious? I say hilarious, it wouldn't. It would be obviously tragic, but... Oh, there's the driving place. Ah, I know where it is now. It would be kind of generically hilarious if another crash were to involve me today. And that's the reason why I came out. Because at the end of the day, no one, and I mean absolutely no one, is that unlucky. And I know Mike here isn't... he's not an asshole. He won't put any Pillion in danger, especially not me, because of what happened. You know, so he never drives out of his comfort zone. So if people speed off, they speed off. We'll stay at the same pace because we're not interested. So, you know, it's one of those things. Obviously, there's a certain degree of things that happen that you can't control, but like I say, no one's that unlucky, right? I'm quaking in my boots slightly, but you got to live on the edge a little, live your life to the full, and I don't ever let anything keep me down. So you know that's the way it is. GSXR, BMW, very nice. This is the position you want to be in if you want to perv on the bikes that other people are riding. You need to be on the back, not piloting the bike. You know. That's James, by the way. The guy that just passed us is James. He's the guy... Well, I can just show you. Ha! Yes, he's the one I narrowly missed by about an inch. And there goes Ellie. And there goes Aaron on David's old bike. Ah, this is the coveted llama farm, on which there are apparently no llamas. Oh! It is really just damn unfortunate that I can't be joining these guys on my own two wheels. I have, however, and I do need to mention this, I have, however, made the decision that I need to sell it. And the reason why, purely, I've been signed off work for another 2 months, and therefore I have no money at all. So I'm going to fix it up and get rid of it. Test rides are on the cards, so you will see me back on two wheels hopefully sometime soon, but it definitely won't be before the summer. But yeah, so I don't see any reason why I cannot come out on a bike today. The only real problem that I'll have is that when my mother finds out, she's going to absolutely fucking... I'm not even going to go into it. Basically, my channel will just cease to function because I'll be dead. That's how it's going to go. Me being on the back of a bike now is absolutely the idea of a nightmare for, well, everyone that I know. But I've never been one to follow the rules, so to that I say I care for your concern and thank you, but it's my life and it's now or never. I have noticed now there are a lot more local motovloggers to me. They're cropping up all over the place. Lots of new guys. It's really nice to see that the community is growing. I am obviously by no stretch of the imagination a notable YouTuber. I'm the type of YouTuber whose channel only has 125,000 views because of a couple of videos. Really, the rest of my videos are as viewed as my ass. It's not like I'm popular. I've just reached 500 subscribers. Thank you to you guys. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. You'd think they'd learned. Yeah, so, I mean, look, Thomas just pointed out something very interesting. Part of the reason why I crashed is because by the time I realised something was wrong, I didn't have the space to do anything about it. Now, check out, look, what's happening here, look. That's not 2 second gap now, is it? And they're also not riding in, you know, staggered. They're not staggered riding. Fair enough having a 1 second gap between the motorcyclist that's actually in front of you, because if you're staggered, you're not going to hit them if they stop suddenly. You're going to go straight past them, and so long as you've got 2 seconds between you and the next guy you can hit, you're better off. And now it's okay, not too bad. But you know, like, come on. I'm a living, breathing example of what not to do on a fucking motorcycle, and they're all bunching up together and yada yada, you know, like all that jazz. And you'd think that maybe people would learn from other people's mistakes. That was kind of the point of putting the videos online. After the police viewed the footage, they decided not to charge me because I'm one lucky son of a bitch. This is really annoying. I'm sorry. Like you guys can probably see perfectly everything that's happening in front of us, but I can't. So if Thorn was waving his arms around, going, "What the fuck? I can't see." So I'm like, and then you guys are like, "Hey, you down in front, what you doing?" My left foot, although it's in a boot that's protecting it, there is a hole at the front of it, and there's nothing I can do about that whatsoever except for wear a thermal sock, which I've done, and I'm not gonna lie, my toes are starting to get a bit chilly. Apparently we're going into Loomies. Hey? This will be fun. It's not impossible!